Hello and welcome to Paramay Trades. This is Paramay's Trade Journal. So, I was working with TOS today, and I figured I would do this video real quick because there was something about the platform that was absolutely just driving me nuts, and I couldn't understand why it was doing it. And the discrepancy was with the drawing tools. So, on a higher time frame, I would establish a downtrend channel, and then I would on my trade platform or my active trader, I always look at a lower time frame and hope that the tools line up with the chart. But what I was noticing was that they weren't. So I would drill down into a lower time frame. Lo and behold, the channel would be off. So it would more or less be kind of useless. So just looking at corn because we did a corn video this week or this weekend, and it didn't kind of pan out the way that we were looking. So we're looking at this on the higher time frame, on the 1 hour, on the 90-minute, and we established this downtrend channel by first finding the zero coefficient and then the 1.0 coefficient to see where we want to get into this trade. So we've got the 1 hour established on the 90-day time frame to give us a good look back. But what was happening was we were changing to the 15-minute time frame for 20 days, and we were noticing that price action was trading well outside of the boundary that we were working with. And this, for the most part, this trend channel becomes useless to us because it's not lined up the way that it's supposed to be. So we get a totally different look here. So if you're looking at lower time frames, you're going, well, this is in an area where we should be, looking for a rebound play. So what I notice is that with thinkOrSwim, you have to have the exact same length of time on your time frame. So on your time interval, your look back, it has to be identical to the area in which you established the channel. So we established it on the 1 hour on a 90-day. So we had to establish, if we're looking at a different time frame, you've also got to have a look back period of 90 days in order for that trend channel to stay within the boundaries of where it was created. So I've got a huge problem with this with the thinkOrSwim platform, but it's good that we at least found that this logic or reasoning is there. So if you're using a lower time frame, for instance, a 5 minute on a 1 day or something like that, well, look at that. So why does this establish itself on these lower time frames? I have no idea. But the 15-minute wasn't giving us the look that we wanted. On the 20-day, I don't think the 15-minute on the 10-day was looking proper on this. So when we established the 90-day, then lo and behold, it reorganizes or reconstitutes the way that it's supposed to, and it lines up where it's supposed to be. So I don't know if this is the case. I think it was the case on the 30-minute as well, where it wasn't lining up. So I think if we changed our 30-minute to 90-day, you'll see that the channel shifts to where it was originally set up and where it's supposed to be. So if you're having problems with your drawing tools not lining up properly, I would look to mimic where the channel was established. And this can be a real pain in the butt because if you're using higher time frames like the 4 hour or something like that, and you're establishing a downtrend channel, and you want it to be represented properly on your lower time frame, so that when you're zoomed in, you know exactly where this channel represented itself. You want to make sure that those things line up, and if they're not lining up, then this becomes useless to you. This doesn't help you with your trade setups if this is not lined up properly. So it's a pain in the butt to have to do, but you got to do it. You have to do it, or else it just doesn't become useful. This works against you. And sometimes jumping back and forth between time, it's nice to have a couple of different charts that are laid out for you to bring those in, but you don't want to hop back and forth all the time. You'd like to just be able to be zoomed in and have these levels represented so you know where your buying opportunities are going to present themselves. That being said, I think that, on the lower half of this channel, between the 1.25 and the 1.0 coefficient, these are better buying opportunities. So this didn't play out the way that we wanted to, but we still think with commercial interest, as one of our leading indicators, that this is better buying opportunities down here, because looking at a seasonal chart too, is we're just getting rocked on corn right now. So do we have a strong case for a rally here? Oh well, let me pull up our seasonal here, and this is the seasonal chart that we were looking at for corn. So we want to be lined up properly. We want to make sure that we're taking advantage of these opportunities that present themselves. And if your channels aren't lining up properly, take a look at your time frames and make the adjustments that you need to. It's kind of a pain in the butt to do, but and I do have a support ticket with thinkOrSwim up to see if this always has to be the case, or is there just some strange bug going on with the thinkOrSwim platform that is preventing the drawing tools from lining up the way they are. And if this is happening on the trend channel or the downtrend channel, or just the channel to begin with, where else is it happening? Because I did notice another effect too that really bothered me. So let me see if I can bring up another chart where this is also present. Let me get a nice clean look, and because this really pestered me. So what I was doing with sometimes I look for the weekly opens, weekly max, right? So let's go daily, let's go 1 year, and let's go week. So here's our 1 week on corn, right? And then there's this pain in the butt thing too, right? Every time this open interest has to keep being moved out of here, and it's really a pain in the butt. It really drives me crazy. To have to move these every single time on a chart, even though here's the drawing set that we've established, and every time you open up a chart, you gotta move these things down. So here was one thing that I had a problem with. So look back 2 weeks, right? And we established that here is our open 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks, so we'll go 2 weeks prior. And we establish this line. So when we drill down into a lower time frame, we would like this to be represented properly. Right? So we did this on a weekly, on a 1 year look back. On a 1 year look back. So let's drill down into a 30-minute time frame. And then, so now I'm looking at the weekly open, and this is absolutely not the weekly open for this chart. Absolutely not. But our time frame here is 30 days and 30 minutes. So this is not the weekly open that we were looking for. The weekly open, so Sunday's here, this is this week's open on Sunday, and our second weekly open it's way back here. It's way back here. So the actual established open is somewhere in this area. But it's not represented on the chart for the lower time frames. So it's actually this value way back here. So not only is it not represented properly, but the value is also wrong as well. So now I'm thinking, do I have to go time frame interval 360 days? I can't even look back at that. So how do we how do we accommodate for this? So do we have to do 90 days and something we can't even do? We can't even get that look back. So do I have to do a 3 month and a weekly look? And we'll just delete these to see if this makes any darn sense. So here, here's our open, here's our close, and we've got it. Let's see if it lines up. 2 weeks prior. So we've got weekly, 3-month. In order to get the look that we're looking for, do I have to do a 3-month look back? And I can't even establish an intraday look. So 30 days on, I would like a 30-minute chart on 30 days. Is this going to give me, and the answer is no. The answer is no. So this is not properly establishing these lines. This is not helpful. We would have to establish the 2-week look back on a lower time frame instead of a higher time frame. So I can't look at my weekly chart. I can't look at my weekly chart and draw levels with the drawing tools and have them properly align with TOS. This is a huge problem, folks. This is a big problem, and I noticed this once before. So there looks like there's a resolution for at least the downtrend channel, but we're just not getting the established look that we want. Oh, that was 30 days, wasn't it? And we established that on a 3-month period. So let's go 90 days to see if this no, and it still doesn't help. It still doesn't help. So I've got a real problem with this platform when it comes to this. So if I find a resolution, I'll let you know. At least for the downtrend channel, it looks like it helps, but this is just not useful. This is not useful. These levels are not lining up in the way that they should. And I'm not really sure why. So I've got, let's try a 1 month and a weekly. And that looks like it, it lines up, but I didn't establish it here. So here, we'll do this again. So that's a weekly 1 month. So now I'd like to see an intraday, 1 month intraday. So 1 month is going to be our 90 days, and I want to see 30 minutes. And it's just not lining up. The Sunday, the 2 weeks prior, is way back here. The open is way back here, and it's not even giving us the right values. So if I find a solution for this, I'll let you know. But the only solution I have for downtrend channels is to mimic the time frame. Anyways, that's all I got to say about that. Hopefully, at least the one drawing tool helps you there. But this doesn't work out for us. This doesn't play out. So I would reach out to TOS and see what's going on here. They haven't wrote back to me yet, but if I find a solution, I'll let you know. So hopefully the channel works for you. This is Paramate Trades. Until next time, I hope you find yourself on the profitable side of the trade, and we'll see you again on the next video.